Hi, I'm Zachary Cowan, the author of the Study Daily books, and thanks for joining me for a look at Doctrine and Covenants, section 87. Early on, as missionaries went out from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to teach the gospel, they primarily carried the Book of Mormon as evidence that Joseph Smith was a prophet, the church had been restored, that Jesus Christ continued to give revelation to a church established anciently, just as the ancient church was with apostles, prophets, 70s, and so forth. But soon they started to carry another document, and that document was section 87. Not around the time of Joseph Smith, but later in about the 1860s and 70s, they started to carry this document around as evidence that Joseph Smith was a prophet because of the power and the potency of the prophecies made in section 87. So go ahead, study section 87, verses 1 through 7, and look for what are the prophecies that are mentioned in this section. Hey, welcome back. I hope you saw some great things and evidence of Joseph Smith as a prophet. Now, the context of this time in 1832 is there is difficulty between South Carolina and the United States government, and tariffs are being passed because of that. And then the situation kind of resolves. And some of the critics are like, look, Joseph, you made a false prophecy and it's not going to come to pass. Everybody else was saying, look, there's going to be problems. And then there was nothing. Well, about 10 years later in 1843, in section 130, verses 12 through 13, Joseph again reiterates this prophecy that it's going to come to pass and there will be war. And he says it will predominantly be fought because of slavery. At that time, there's no more contention, and yet it comes to pass. And so early missionaries would take this around, this track, this to prove that Joseph Smith was a prophet. Well, not only does it talk about the Civil War, but it talks about wars being spread out over many nations. And we've seen that. On micro levels and macro levels, there have been lots of different wars. And as you read these prophecies, there may be a tendency to have a verse of fear creep up. And that's why it ends with verse 8. So as we read verse 8, this whole idea that we should stand in holy places and be not moved, those are two important ideas. Rather than just holy places thinking like, oh, it's church and temple and home, holy places is also beliefs and practices. And those are things that make us holy and make things holy. So just consider this. What are the holy places of your life? The holy practices of your life? The holy beliefs of your life that have protected you in the past, that are protecting you now, and you know will protect you in the future? And why is it so important that we be not moved from those holy places, holy practices, and holy beliefs? Thanks for studying, and thanks for standing in holy places, having holy practices, believing holy things, and not being moved from them. It will provide protection. See you next time.